We already talked about the Detroit Lions' strong defensive line. How about the Lions' offensive line? We switch it to the Lions' trenches on the O side. In this video, I'm going to tell you why I think the Detroit Lions have a monstrous offensive line. Bullies up front, and it bowls well for the Lions 2022 season and going forward. But before we get into today's video, if you're a fan of getting abducted by aliens, and when they take you up in their spaceship, they probe you up your 2 points of contact, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. Because sometimes being a Lions fan, you can feel that pressure. Also, make sure you take that like button with you and let the aliens probe it. Let's get into today's Lions offensive line. Lions to be dominant and monsters and be really good all around, one thing that we need to have this up-and-coming season, and hopefully we do have this because last year was kind of weird with all the injuries, is continuity for the Lions starters. Really important for the Detroit Lions. They have Taylor Decker, Frank Ragnow, Jonah Jackson, Big V, and Penei Sewell all on the field at the same time early on to build that continuity with your starters to bully on opposing teams and protect the quarterback. With continuity, the players grow together. They understand what the other person's going to do. And guess what? As a result, the play on the field is better. You have to have that continuity. You have to have the players with you. And there's going to be injuries here and there, but not run out the whole time, at least halfway through the season or a big chunk of the season where you lose a starter. What happened last year? This year, I think it's going to be much better. Obviously, there may be issues regarding injuries here and there, but to happen what happened last year seems like that's not going to be the case, and these starters, the big boys, will have some massive continuity for the Detroit Lions 22 NFL season. Folks, smash that like button. Let's get to 400 likes in this video. If you're a fan of the Detroit Lions offensive line and how this bad boy was built, smash that like button. It pushes the video out there. More Lions fans or more fans of the NFL can watch this video and understand what our team is like. Obviously, your teams think, or fan base think, that we're just an absolute trash team from top to bottom. Well, if they see this video and understand, we're not that trashy, specifically regarding the offensive line. Let's get to 400 likes. Next, year 2 of my guy Penei Sewell out of Oregon. This guy is an absolute stud. Now, if you remember last year, when it comes to Penei Sewell, he practiced on the right side. Taylor Decker gets injured. Immediately he gets thrust to the left side for the season, and it kind of screwed him up a little on continuity. This year, Penei Sewell is in year 2. His second half of the season was really, really good, and I suspect that he's going to continue on to have a massive upside beginning of the year all the way to the end for the right side of the Detroit Lions offensive line. Stick him where he's going to be training the whole time so he can be productive from game 1 all the way to game 17. Penei Sewell, his ceiling is high, and it only gets better as he grows. It only gets better as he's on the field. It only continues to get better as he gets more playing time. This guy's a monster. He's a scary offensive lineman. And the Detroit Lions need to run the football, go behind Penei. The Detroit Lions need to protect Jared Goff, you're good on the right side. With him sticking on one side, with him in the system fully after 1 year, Penei Sewell should be excellent this year and one of the best right tackles in all of football, no doubt about it. This guy is a beast. There's a reason why we got him last year in the draft. He fell to us, and we got freaking lucky by putting that bookend on the right side for the Detroit Lions. Whole off season now, and part of last year, this dude should be excellent in 2022. No doubt, in my opinion, he should be in the Pro Bowl for the right side if everything bolds out well. There's one guy that's returning back to the Detroit Lions. He's Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank Ragnow, all-pro center, one of the best, if not the best center in football, is healthy, and he's coming back to the Detroit Lions offensive line. This guy is an absolute beast at center. Good luck trying to beat up on Frank the Tank Ragnow. This guy is a big staple to the Lions offensive line, and I am so ecstatic to see him back in the lineup. With him in the lineup, Penei Sewell, Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker, Jonah Jackson, it just gets better and better. It's going to be easier on the guards for Jonah Jackson and Big V when you have such a fantastic center in Frank Ragnow, who can spot out what the defense do, gives his information to Jared Goff, and oh yeah, he's just a bad A regarding blocking and a bad A regarding offensive line. He's a beast. He's a monster. He will push the pile. This guy is a monster among men, and he's coming back to the Detroit Lions offensive line to make this bad boy one of the scariest in all of football. With Frank the Tank coming back, this Lions offensive line, sky's the limit. This should make the offensive line, it should make defensive coordinators a little bit worried what they're going against with Frank the Tank Ragnow coming back, protecting Jared Goff and pushing the pile for Swift and other running backs. I want to know what you guys think right now. Rank the Detroit Lions offensive line. Do you think the Detroit Lions have the best offensive line in all of football? Put 1. If you think they're a top 5, put 5. If you think I'm off my rockers and I got screws loose, put 32. But I want to see what you guys think about the Detroit Lions offensive line. I think it's one of the best. I think it's top 5. But hey, that is just me. I'm curious to see what you guys think in the comment section below. Another really good piece to the Detroit Lions offensive line, folks, is the depth that they have. Frank Ragnow got injured last year. That sucked. There was one really good thing that came about that injury last year. Evan Brown, the Lions' backup center and guard. This guy came in like it was nothing. He showed up, and he was an absolute stud at center, and he did exactly what the Lions needed him to do, losing such an integral piece in Frank Ragnow. He's not a Frank Ragnow, but he did a hell of a job. Matter of fact, I'm surprised we got him back, and other teams didn't approach him of potentially getting a contract, because to me, he's a starter in this league, whether it be center or guard. This guy could play, I think, 3 positions at a very high level. So if there is an injury to Frank or Jonah or Big V, I believe Evan Brown can step in and do a nice job. The Detroit Lions done a good job in this spot. They have. And we have really good pieces in Tommy Kramer, undrafted rookie that we got last year. And we picked up some players in the offseason, well, right after the draft, unrestricted free agents from the rookies. And his ease, the Lions' depth is pretty good. Now, it's not the best in the NFL, but it's really good. It's something that I'm not worrying too well about. We got Nelson, too, who can come in, and he can play a swing tackle if need be. Now, it's not the best case scenario, but he has the options there. As same with Skipper. We'll see how they pan out in the battle of who eventually is the swing tackle, but the depth is not that bad. It really isn't, and it's specifically at the guard position. That puts a lot of faith in me if stuff were to happen. So if Frank goes down or Jonah goes down, I'm not going to be freaking too worried about it because I know we got Evan Brown right there. You don't want to see it happen, but we do got Evan Brown. Folks, you need to go and subscribe to Lions Nation YouTube channel. Content is being dropped there all the time, made by Herman Moore and my little homie, Chrissy Z. We're dropping content. We're doing live shows. We're going to have film breakdowns, giveaways. LNU is the place to be on YouTube. Now, go to the app as well, lionsnationnight.com. Download the app. I drop content on there, live streams, Monday through Friday. That's not on YouTube, just for you. And you can follow them on Twitter, Lions Nation U. It's all about getting that Lions pride going. And lastly, and absolutely, for surely not least, is a man named Hank Fraley, the offensive line coach for the Detroit Lions. This guy is the most underrated coach, I think, on this football team. What he had to deal with last year from Taylor Decker to Frank Ragnow, switch around Penei Sewell in the injuries was outstanding. Bringing in Evan Brown and getting him to the level that he needed to be was outstanding. This guy knows how to coach offensive line. And when you have a coach to the standard, if situations do happen that you don't want to happen, you can rely on a coach that can coach these players up to a very high potential. And the Lions' offensive line is good with talent, very high talent. Then you put a very good coach with that. Sky's the limit for the Detroit Lions' offensive line. Hank Fraley is out freaking standing. And in my opinion, he's not talked enough. He needs to be talked up there with Aaron Glenn, the Dan Campbell, and you're talking about Jefferson, all these guys. But Hank Fraley did a great job. If there's issues and injuries in 2022, and we do have a bug where it hurts us for a game or two, or a player goes down in the middle of a game, I am confident in Hank Fraley can get the best out of whoever isn't replaced for him, whether it be Evan Brown or Azeez, whoever's on this team, that they possibly can get out of the player. That's all you ask for from a coach, is getting the best out of the player that you can. And I am 100% convinced that Hank can do that. And that makes me really excited for the Lions' monstrous offensive line for the 2022 NFL season. They built the trenches from the defensive line to the offensive line. They should be bullies up front. The NFC North, you built the trenches for trench warfare, and now we're going into this season, and you don't need to worry about those two parts of the football because the Lions built it, and that's a good thing. Again, follow me on social media sites. Facebook, I'm on there. Twitter, I'm on there. Lions Nation Unite. Again, I drop live streams on there. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out any of my uploads. I got videos dropping every day. The One Pride podcast on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And follow it up on LNU show Thursday at 7:30. With that said, folks, adios.